Okay, so this is where we left off. We're going to skip a little bit. The book talks about a emulator on page 360. And what that is, it's built into Google Chrome. And you get there by pressing F11 while in that browser. And, well, let me just show you real quick. So if I press, I might have said F11, it's actually F12. If I press F12, up here it's a toggle toolbar. Okay, so that's full size, and then that would be a mobile device. You can get the same results though by just resizing your browser window. So I'm just going to resize my browser window. All right, so you press F12 again to get out of it. So again, that's my full size and my mobile size. All right, so a couple of things here. Um, we're going to hide the comments for our mobile device, and we're also going to make our menu a little bit bigger, a little bit easier to read. So we will start back up in TF Styles 1 on page 362. Okay, so we are, let me scroll down. I might have deleted a few things. So the at media. So I'm going to add that back. So it's just at media. So you may already have this. At media only screen, and so this one is max width colon 480 px. Oops. And then the open curly brackets, and then we close the curly brackets. Okay, now within those brackets, this is where I'm going to put my style for that size screen. Okay, so like I said, the horizontal navigation, those hyperlinks, we're going to increase the font size. Okay, so 1.5 em, and line height 2.2 em, and then close the curly bracket. All right, and the aside, those are those comments. We're going to say display colon none so that those will be hidden. All right, so I'm going to save this and test it out in my browser. Okay, so nothing should change for my full size screen. Here's those comments. But when I view it in my mobile size, notice this got bigger and the comments are gone. Okay, so yay, it worked. Okay, so next is going to be for the tablet design. So going back to my TF underscore styles 1. Okay, I'm going to be down in the tablet styles. So here I'm going to say at media. Hopefully you already have this. Let's see. This one needs to say min width colon 481. Okay, open my curly brackets and I'll close them down here. All right, so my style for my tablet, I'm going to say ul.mainMenu. And I'm going to use the greater than symbol li. Okay, so what this is going to do, the menu list items, let me flip back over here. So the menu list items are home, classes, parents, about us, and contact us. Okay, those main items. that is the list items. Okay, so what we want, instead of it going down, we want it to go across. Okay, we want it to go across the top. So that is what we're doing here. So I'm going to open my curly brackets. We're going to float left and make the width 20% because there's 5 of them and we want to use 100% of the screen. So you do the math and you get 20%. And then I will close the curly brackets here. All right, so I'm going to save this and flip over to my browser. I'm going to go ahead and refresh, and then I'm going to resize. You see how that happened? And so the submenu shows below it. Okay, and then if I make it full screen, okay, it's the same because the minimum width is still 481. All right. Okay, so we're going to position these navigation items. So let me get back down to tablet style. Okay, so that's how it is now. So let's make our changes. So this is on page 365. So let's see, we're in the same style that we've been working in. Under float left, I'm going to put position, relative. Okay, and what this is going to do, it's going to place that list item using relative positioning. All right, and then below this style, I'm going to put the style for the submenu. So it's an unordered list submenu. We're going to open our curly brackets, and we're going to have a box shadow RGB 51, 51, 51. And then, sorry, I got rid of that semicolon. Since it's still dealing with the box shadow, I'm not going to put a semicolon. I'm going to just continue on. 5px, 5px, and then 15px. Okay. Under the box shadow, this position will be absolute. And then the width will be 200%. And then we'll close this curly bracket. Okay, now I just noticed something. I noticed a problem. Usually I don't notice a problem until after something doesn't work. But you see this closed curly bracket? It's closing this. I'm not ready to close that yet. So I want to get rid of that. So I want to close that down here. Okay, so you should have 2 closing brackets. This bracket is closing this UL submenu. This curly bracket is closing this at media. Okay, so be careful there. It's easy to mess that up. All right, so let's refresh. Okay, you see what happened? So the 200% extends this box all the way out. And the absolute positioning, this picture here no longer jumps down. Okay, the submenu just goes over the picture, so it's a little cleaner, a little neater. So that's why we did that. All right, so let's see how much more we have. We're almost done with this 5.1 section, so I'm just going to continue on. Hopefully this video won't be super long. All right, so let's flip back to our Styles 1. Okay, and we're going to work on the bigger devices, the 769 and greater. So I need to put my at media because I lost it. At media, only screen and min width. 769. Oops. All right. And inside this bracket, we're going to have ul.submenu. So a couple of things we're going to do here. We're going to set background to transparent. We're going to put a box shadow none. Okay, so it's going to remove any drop shadows. The display will be block. Okay, so the submenus will always be visible. Okay, that's what that's doing. Positioning, so position is relative. And the width, 100%. Okay, I'm going to close this curly bracket. All right, so let's do some more with the navigation. So we're going to say nav.horizontal, colon, colon. Okay, no spaces, colon, colon, and then after, open the curly brackets. We're going to say clear, colon, both, content, open and close quotes, and display table. Okay, what this does, it's going to expand the navigation list and contain all of those floated items. All right, so nav.horizontal. A for the hyperlinks, colon, sub-menu title. Display is none. And this is going to hide the submenu titles. All right, now make sure that you have a final curly bracket. Okay, so that's closing this item here. All right. Let's go ahead and save this and see what we've got so far. So this is for the big version. We will refresh. Okay, and so here are the line items, the menu items, and here are the sub-menu items. Okay, all right, let's continue on. Let's go back here. Under the nav.horizontal, we're going to add a style for the article. We're going to float this left. Margin, dash right will be 5%. The width is going to be 55%. All right, next we're going to style the aside, which are those comments. We're going to float left and make the width 40%. And then close that curly bracket. All right, so I'm going to save this. Let's flip back to our browser. Okay, this is what it looks like so far. All right, let's refresh. Okay, up here looks the same. Down here looks different. Okay, so this is the article. We floated it left. We made a 5% right margin. And we made the width 55%. Okay, the aside we floated left, which looks like it's floated right. Okay, I get that, but it's floated left because after this section is this section. So it's kind of confusing, but it is floated to the left. All right, the width here is 40%. Okay, 40 plus 55 is obviously not 100. Okay, it's 95. The reason it's 95 because you have a 5% margin. Okay. All right, so there is some space here. All right, that concludes section 5.1.